So with my birthday on the horizon, I decided to buy a PlayStation 5. I started to look early because it was going to take me ages to find one right. Not quite. It took me around 1 hour, no gimmicks or tricks. Here's how I did it. And so we waited patiently for the package to arrive, as there was still a chance this could all go very wrong. Thankfully the store was reliable and the tracking information correct, and so it landed. I'd seriously dug in for the long haul, thinking this was going to take me 3 to 6 months, so I was just as surprised as anybody else when I got one so quickly. You see, with the pandemic shutting down businesses and factories around the world, causing a global shortage of semiconductors, there just hasn't been the production scale or raw materials to make enough consoles. What I do know is that stock regularly flows into the country. It appears often in major stores here in the UK, and it will probably be the same in other countries too. The stock quickly disappears though, with the low numbers creating panic buying. There just isn't enough consoles to go around, and unfortunately some greedy people want to resell as many as they can buy for a huge profit. Another thing I know is how online shopping carts work, because I used to run a couple of Shopify stores, and I have a reasonable understanding of session cookies and basket expiration times. The first thing I did was find a reliable source of information. I used Twitter and tried a few PS5 stock checkers. Some were better than others, and the one I settled on seemed well thought of and fairly accurate. I set my Twitter alerts so that the instant they tweeted about stock, I'd click their link and go straight to the ordering page. How they do this or where they get their information from, I don't know, but it seemed legit. Anyhow, a tweet appeared to say that a site called Game had them in stock. Game is a big and trusted gaming store here in the UK, so I quickly clicked the link and ended up in the queue. There was a rumour that Game had over 10,000 consoles, so my hopes were high. After a short time in the queue, all consoles had sold out, but I remembered Game saying that I would have 30 minutes to complete a purchase if I managed to add a console to cart. This meant that they had set a session cookie on my device which expired after 30 minutes. This is common for any online shopping website you use, including Amazon. Without cookies, there would be no way of remembering who you were or what you were trying to buy. Every time you viewed another page, you'd have to keep adding the item back into your cart. So cookies make the shopping experience better and smoother. Now, if all those 10,000 consoles were added to cart, that is obviously why I got the out of stock message. But this is the important bit. Out of those 10,000 attempted purchases, some people may have had their payment rejected by the bank. Their internet may have gone down, their device froze, they were interrupted by a stampeding herd of bison, or whatever. Either way, after 30 minutes, if they didn't complete the purchase, the session cookie expires. The item is removed from their cart and added back into the store's available inventory, sometimes immediately, but not always. So when most people had seen the out of stock message and gave up, I kept trying every 5 to 10 minutes or so. You need to be careful that the site doesn't block you due to regular page refreshes. If it does, clear your cache and internet history and retry. After another short time of trying, hundreds of consoles became available again. These were all of the failed purchases being added back into the store's inventory. The next important step is to avoid the console only option. These are the cheapest and sell the quickest. So I went for a slightly more expensive and somewhat obscure bundle. A PS5 with disc drive plus a t-shirt and cap. It cost me an extra £29 and the t-shirt wasn't even available in my size, but I figured it was better than months of trying to buy a PS5, and that's how I got my PlayStation 5 in around 60 minutes. So here's the recap. Use Twitter and follow a large and reputable stock checker in your country. Set the alerts so that you are instantly notified of any new stock. Use their link to access the product page. It'll take you straight there. It may be an affiliate link, but the consoles shouldn't cost you any more. Stick to the bigger stores in your country. They can usually be trusted and generally won't hike the price. Be aware of scammers and unknown websites. Remember that if you end up in a queue and eventually get a message to say that all stock has gone, many of the consoles may reappear for failed purchases. So remember session cookies and basket expiration times, as in the example I gave. Also go for bundles rather than the console only. It may cost you a little more, but you do increase your chances. And that's all folks, no tricks or gimmicks as promised. Just a reliable stock checker, 1 hour or so of trying, and an understanding that if at first you don't succeed, many others won't either. And failed purchase attempts become available again after the basket has expired. It was 30 minutes in the case of the game store. It could be longer or shorter for another website. If you found that interesting or useful, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It's a big help to me if you do, and is very much appreciated. For more reviews and tech news, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Please stay safe, and I hope to catch you soon.